Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. If this is not your first time here, if it is, my name is Tiffany, and today is gonna be a makeup look. It's been so long since I've done a makeup video, but I figured I would ease back into the whole makeup video situation by giving an updated foundation routine. It's been a while since I've done a foundation routine. I can't even tell you when my last one was. So yeah, this routine is my go-to whether I'm doing a basic look like this or if I'm doing eyeshadow or anything more than this. This is what I start out with. And by the way, we're gonna ignore my nails because I decided to try a dip powder thing at home and I thought I didn't need to read the instructions. So my nails look like a disaster in this entire video. But anyways, we're gonna get right into the video. Gotta make sure I get my gown in for the day, but to start priming, I'm using the Maybelline Baby Skin, and this is to minimize my pores, so I pretty much focus it just in my T-zone, my chin, and any other areas that I feel like my pores become more apparent whenever I wear makeup. And then for the rest of my face, I'm using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. This primer is so good for holding on to your product, especially cream product. I apply it basically everywhere that I didn't apply the pore minimizer. I don't really like to layer the two just because I feel like they don't perform as well whenever I layer them. But for foundation, I'm going in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation in the shade Macao Medium Deep 4, and to apply this I'm just using a Real Technique buffing brush. I am a girl who applies makeup with a brush rather than a sponge. I find that I get better coverage and it just looks better, but if I feel that I have too much product on my face, that's when I go in with a damp beauty sponge and I just soak up any extra product. And I'm applying like a thin to medium layer of foundation. Now any other areas that may need some extra coverage, that's when I go in with some more product, but just in that specific area, just because I feel like if you apply too much, it starts to look cakey or it just starts to feel like you have makeup on your face, and I really don't like to feel like that. But yeah, for concealer, I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I wish I could tell you the shade, but the sticker fell off of my tube, so I have no idea what shade this is. But this is on the lighter side of coverage and it doesn't dry down fast, which is why I'm able to go in and apply all of the product at once rather than section by section. And then to buff it all out, I'm using an e.l.f. beauty sponge. Absolutely love this beauty sponge. It's actually my favorite beauty sponge out of all the ones that I have. It's just so soft and it just blends everything seamlessly. But to brighten up under my eye a little bit, I'm using the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Caramel. Now there's nothing really deep caramel about this shade, but it brightens under my eye, and for maximum coverage I'm blending it out with a brush rather than a sponge. For my cream bronzer, I'm using the Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm in the shade Deep. I absolutely love this bronzer. This is actually the sister brand to ColourPop, and I have the shade Deep, and then also I want to say Deep Dark. That is like my perfect shade for vacation, and it's buildable and it's great for even if you don't have a full face of makeup. But before I set under my eye, I'm just buffing out, well, I guess getting rid of any creases that I may have from my concealer. And then I'm applying my Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Setting Powder with a domed powder brush, I think it is, from Real Technique. It might be called a powder brush, honestly. And then for the rest of my face, I'm using a larger powder brush to just put a light layer of that Laura Mercier powder so that my powder bronzer doesn't drag or skip. And for my powder bronzer, I'm using the Fenty Sunstalker in the shade Cocoa Naughty. And I like to use a smaller brush for my bronzer on my cheeks because I can control it more where it goes rather than a larger powder brush. Now to carve out my cheeks, I'm just going to use the same brush that I used under my eyes with the same Laura Mercier powder. And this is just to help my cheekbones, or I guess lack of cheekbones, just to help it out a little bit, and then I buff it away with a large powder brush. Now for blush, I'm using my MAC powder blush in the shade Raisin, my favorite blush ever, absolutely ever, and I'm kind of generous with it, to be honest. And then to melt all these powders in, I'm using my Fix Plus from MAC, and then going in with the Melt Cosmetics Gold Ore highlight and my Dior Skin, I think it's like the nude luminizer in the shade 03. Now, I recently learned that I prefer to apply my highlighter with this eyeshadow brush. Actually, it's the brush that comes with ABH palettes because it's fluffy and it just looks more seamless, I guess. For brows, I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Brow Definer and then their clear brow gel. Now, I usually use the Precisely My Brow from Benefit, but ever since I ran out, I've been using my brow definer, and honestly, I don't mind it, and I just like fill in any bald spots I may have or just help the shape a little bit. No real routine when it comes to my brows. It just depends on how they're looking that day, to be quite honest. But yeah, so to set my face, I'm using my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Absolutely love this spray. It's like the finest mist. It's like so bomb. And for mascara, I'm using my Lancome Monsieur Big. This mascara is so good. I prefer it for volume rather than lengthening. If I wanted more length, I would use the Benefit They're Real. That one is really good for length. Now for lips, I'm using the Morphe lip gloss in the shade Gypsy. I feel like it's like the perfect tint for me. I don't know. And then for the center of my lips, I'm just going in with a little bit of the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Stone. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I love how this came out. Granted, I feel like my makeup always comes out better when I have nowhere to go, but yeah, this is my routine every single time that I need to do my face. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.